Hi guys, welcome to another ChesspatzerUK stream. Well, I'm going to start this one off with trying to get rid of the hangover of yesterday. I did wake up in a cold sweat about the mouse slip last night. Knew I would. E5, no! So I'm going to quickly go through the game and how it could have gone. And then we'll get on to playing some chess and then hopefully forget about it. We'll consign it to the annals of Patzers losing to world champions. So the game started off well. It was going to be a nade-off, which is I think we're both happy with. I mean, I watched back his side, and he said, oh, this ChesspatzerUK likes to attack, which I quite liked. I'll take that as a positive. He also later on said that I was logical in one of my moves, which I will point out. So, you know, I'll take the plus of it. Hey, Mantry, how you doing, dude? Hi and bye, I guess. Yes, you're first. So, yeah, so I went for the main line, and this is the first move where I was already like, I know that the move is bishop takes knight. But the problem with bishop takes knight is it's a position I don't particularly enjoy. So this has been what the position would have been. And yeah, I don't actually know how to play against this, whether it's a weakness or not. So let's get the computer involved. Mantry is always really fast. He's always getting first in the chat. It doesn't stay, but he's always fast. And it actually says it's +1 for white here, which I find a big surprise. And it's a natural move as well, Queen C7. But I found when you play on a few moves, it's not very obvious what white's trying to get out of this. I mean, it's dipping below 1 at the moment already. And I'm like, okay, this all seems fairly sensible, but okay, knight back. And this would be the first time that I'd stop and pause and then decide whether I actually think that white's got an edge or not. And I really don't think so. I mean, what's the plan? I guess maybe we're trying to get the knight into F5? F4, sorry? That might be an idea. Oh, it's so nice to have the arrows back. I missed my arrows yesterday. That actually doesn't look too bad. It's interesting. I wonder if he has to play E5 here. I mean, I want to go on and, like, look at this for ages, but we'll go way off track. And I don't want to spend too long here because this didn't happen. I'm just trying to explain to you why I didn't particularly like this as a white option of taking this knight, which, you know, as irony is, you'll see why it's irony in a second. And I thought, you know, regardless of what I'm going to do, I thought bishop b7 is always a strong move. This pawn's always particularly weak. And just simply rook c8. And I'm already in some sort of bother. I mean, okay, it's not saying anything, but I can see that maybe I want to play knight back, which is why I think e5 might have to be a move to stop the knight coming into these two squares. And then I guess you'd argue that the light squares are a little bit weak. But can I ever get the bishop on here after this pawn's pushed? I don't know. But anyway, like I say, this is quite a big tangent, so I'm going to go back to what actually happened. And I just wanted to explain why I've taken this knight before and come unstuck because I didn't really know what to do. So obviously that's something I need to look into. So I tried to go back into a main line, and it would have been a main line again if Magnus has played either knight bd7 or he played bishop e7. These are both book moves that I would have been expecting. But instead, he played b5. And again, this is where I need to take that knight, which is the best move. And funny enough, I do take it, but only because I realised the panic of what was potentially happening to me. So what I was really scared of, if I'd not taken this knight, is if I'd just castled and he just plays bishop b7, this pawn is absolutely in trouble. Actually, even here, even not bishop b7, even knight bd7, which means that now I can't even take, because after takes, I don't know, bishop d3, bishop b7, I've got back into this position where I'm actually pinned. And, okay, I want to sidestep and get out of stuff like queen g3, but b4 is coming fast. And I said this during the stream against Magnus. I really wanted my rook on e1 when this happened. So, yeah, I didn't feel comfortable here, which is why I ended up taking on f6. This is what I was saying is irony before, because I could have taken this knight straight away and avoided him actually getting a better position, which maybe is a mistake by Magnus, if he made such a thing. Just going through it now, Rooken. We're just going to do this part, because I'm going to upload the beginning of this to YouTube, just to show that you should always look at your losses, even if they are stupid ones. Because there's always stuff to learn, even when you make mistakes. So, as I say, slight mistake by Magnus to allow bishop takes f6, but, you know, he gets away with it, so we're not going to beat him up too much. But it's actually +1 for white here, which is quite a surprise. Bishop d3 is a normal move. Nothing special to write home about. I'm just defending this pawn. I know what's coming. And this pawn can become really weak if you don't look after it. So that's why bishop d3. Also trying to clear the rooks, so they'd be okay. They can link up, maybe become an attacking unit at some point. So this is what happens. And now the big part of the stream where I sat and fought for a long time. b4 here is definitely premature, and unfortunately I wasn't brave enough against Magnus. If it was just it's funny, a one-off blitz game or a rapid game, I would have played knight d5 almost without thinking. Hey, Raisin. But I got scared. I thought that he saw something. I mean, this is what I saw initially, and this is why I didn't do it in the end. And I should really show why I didn't play knight d5. Oh, wow. Thanks, Seneca. That's really generous to resubscribe. Thanks a lot. I mean, I was cowardly, and I put the move on the board what I actually played, which was knight e2, which is also okay, by the way. I don't want to say this was my only opportunity in the game to play well against Magnus, because this is where if you can't see what happens after playing this move, you shouldn't play it, because what end up happening is you'll just lose even quicker. And this is what I didn't want to do. I mean, I didn't get many opportunities. You don't get many opportunities to play against world champions. So the point of this move is, though yes, spectacular and funny enough is good, I couldn't see why it was good, and that's why I didn't play it. But seeing as we're here for the analysis of it, I'm just going to show you what could have happened had I played this move. Now, funny enough, as you can see, the arrows jumped on the board that queen c5 is actually potentially the best move. I think Martin actually, funny enough, suggested queen b7. This is actually +3. Wow, this move apparently is really strong. But obviously, the big key of this move is actually taking the knight. So if he takes, I take. I want to show you what I saw, and then we'll see what should or could have happened. Now this is the game with Magnus Carlsen. So I'm a piece down here, but I'm threatening rook over and potentially knight into c6 or knight into f5. And now I thought bishop e7, rook e1, and knight b6. And then I was thinking, well, what happens here? Thomas Rendell was saying knight c6. He's an IM, so he knows what he's talking about. But I probably would have played knight f5 because I've seen some other opening where it went slightly wrong. I will show the queen b7 line in a second, because it basically taking the knight is the worst move. So anything else would have been good. It could have definitely been epic. But the problem is here, I'm like, well, everything's defended. The queen's defending, the king's defending. I guess it's actually minor pieces. It's a big problem, actually. They'd have to give the piece back. I didn't calculate this well at all, because the point being, I mean, I'm not sure this is winning. I'll check in. Oh, hang on, you can just take the knight. So forget that. That's a bad line. That's a bad line because bishop takes just ends it straight away. So that only leaves knight c6, but it has the same threats. I've got two lesser pieces than the queen attacking a bishop. So the point is, even though the bishop's defended twice, it's not defended, because whatever I take with, he'll have to give up his queen, and he doesn't want to do that. Hey, Desert Storm. Yeah, this actually looks really strong. I mean, maybe you do have to give up the bishop here, but maybe it's not giving the bishop up, because I guess it is, because it takes, and then this knight's on pre. So I've got to do something about that. But then I can just, where can I go here? Maybe just knight back. Even that looks quite strong. But the point is, I've got my piece back, and I'm still attacking. His king's in the centre of the board. So let's see what was a better defence than for Magnus, because obviously I can't see it, and I couldn't see it, and that's why I didn't play it. So let's see from here. So if takes, rook e1's not even the move. So bishop h6, which I don't even understand. Because you give me the, I would check with this rook, and he just moves the king out the way. So I'm a piece down here, guys. So take that into account. And now knight here, but why the necessity for this? I guess this is an advantage of not clearing out the way. So why wasn't knight b6 a stronger move then? So instead of bishop h6, how about bishop e7 first, which is what I was trying to see, right? And I was saying rook here. He has to sack the knight in the middle of the board. Why can't he go knight b6? Because this move is absolutely killing. Oh, right. Okay, you have to defend with the rook. Yeah, I think we looked at this. So I just couldn't see it. Honestly, I couldn't see it. And I may have done something stupid. The reason I was saying knight b6, yeah, because it defends against this one. But of course, bishop takes just wins. So that's just a shame, really. Oh, Magnus. But he doesn't have to take the knight. So instead of taking the knight, it's saying queen c5. Well, let's see why queen b7 isn't the move. So queen c4, bishop c4, which I didn't see again. And I'm just going to play the strong computer moves because it's saying it's +1 for white, which is still better than anything else. So I can take a pawn. So the point is, I haven't lost this one. Why is knight b6? Do you want to change your mind? Because it's weird. The computer's saying it's plus 1.4, but after knight b6, it's +3 for white. So that I don't understand. Silly computer vowels. So just king here and bishop back. And it's a lovely position again. I've won a pawn. King stuck in the center of the board. Oh my word, knight d5. Why did I not play this move? Even though I've explained why I didn't play it. I just couldn't see it, guys. It's simple. And instead of queen b7, it's saying queen c5. I'm not even sure I'd find these moves, you know, had he played this. None of that is direct, guys. So I'm not going to beat myself up too much. And you have to back Magnus to find queen c5. This is actually only plus 1.7, which obviously is great against a world champion. But that's what could have been, and it wasn't. So poor attempt by me. But honestly, had this rook been here, I would have played it without even blinking. It's funny, but it works here. It just works. I think it's because the bishop's not on e7. I think that's a real big key, because you've got time to bring in a rook with check. Whereas had he played the main line and actually played bishop e7 when he was supposed to, none of this would have been on. And I was suspicious about this b4, b5. So anyway, as they say, it didn't happen. So let's just move on. Knight e2, absolutely fine. I think the computer's giving it an avowal of 000. It's warming up. But it's saying, yeah, with this move, this is 000. So knight e2 is not a bad move. It's just not playing for the advantage. So he played the best move, knight c5, and I should move my king out the way. And I mentioned this in the stream many times. Either king b1 or knight b3, one of these two moves, and I didn't play either. I got a bit paranoid about what was happening in the center of the board, so I played a sensible move, bring the rook in to line up with the king. Why not? Defend the pawn some more. This pawn's going to keep getting attacked some way or somehow, so why not rook e1? There's nothing wrong with that. Bishop b7, again attacking the pawn. The queen is pinned, which is where I got a bit nervous. As you can see, the computer's saying don't be nervous. And I'll tell you why I didn't play king b1, because I was paranoid about this move. I thought this move was really good. Apparently it's 000, but I have to be cold. I have to say I don't care that this is happening, and then I'll recapture with the knight when the knight gets here. But it's scary, because what's happening here, after, not only am I not taking, because obviously you just take my queen, he's opened up the dark square diagonal, which just looks terrifying. And then he can castle queenside and then get on with it. So the move I played was to avoid this. So because my knight's where it is, if this wasn't pinned, just pawn takes is a great move. It just ends it. So there's no knight f5. And this is where Magnus actually said the move I played was very logical. So he didn't play f5. Come on, go to the main line. There we go. So I played knight g3 first because... Actually, no, this doesn't actually stop it. So why was I... Why can't he just do this anyway? No, I like this first choice. Knight takes. Then we're back into this sort of stuff again, which is exactly what you want in this kind of position. Though annoyingly, it's saying it's just slightly better for black. So maybe I've put the moves in wrong here. But it doesn't, honestly doesn't matter. I don't think this was on because I think even here I would have been scared of f5. And I think whatever I played, I stopped f5. Like, I think what I did, I didn't play queen there. I think I played, after bishop b7, I think I actually played queen here now. But no, then I'm losing a pawn. So what the pina colada? We're just going to play on because obviously I've misremembered this slightly. But the same position's going to occur anyway. I sidestep f5. Which is allowing d5, which he didn't play. Why is d5 so scary? I don't see this as a big thing. Yeah, just push, takes, king out the way, king out the way. It's a position, and it'll still be better than what happened. I think I've just slightly misremembered the middle game, which is a bit of a shame. But honestly, it doesn't matter because the key was knight d5. Now at this point, this is the point in the game where I'm going... to everybody in the stream, oh yeah, I can play king b1, I can play knight b2, I can play h4, and someone in chat said, oh, maybe consider f5. And I was saying, well, it doesn't really matter which. I don't think there's a... Sorry, it doesn't... It does matter. I don't think I can push either pawn is what I'm trying to say. Neither of these two pawns are pushing. And as I touched this one, of course, somehow it moved forward. I don't even know how that happened. It felt like I clicked it and it moved forward. So I don't think that's a function when you normally click a pawn. It shouldn't jump forward. And of course, I'm totally lost instantly. And I honestly believed very briefly that this cheapo worked. But of course, as Martin pointed out in stream, bishop h6 is check. Unfortunately, it lines up the rooks, so they're now defended. And yes, of course, he can take. And the game finished very quickly after I played rook e5. But it was over anyway, you know. And of course, Magnus not going to miss this. I didn't see that Bigavo actually in chat said if I'd done a check, he would have given me 1,000 bits. So that would have won me 1,000 bits as well. So I doubly lost because not only did I miss a very vocal comment in chat, but I mouse slipped a pawn to lose the game. So, you know, it's devastating, really. But ho-hum, hey-ho, whatever you want to say. Let's go and play some chess. Let's get over this. The only way to get over games is to play more games. So I'm just going to close that because it's probably going to take up mouse space. And let's get back to our normal setup and just play some chess. But yeah, I've got to say that was not the best. Not the best. Knight d5. I mean, the good news is I won't forget that for a very, very